We love
You know what?
hip-hop.
Speaking of that, I want to get straight to the music. I want to skip this Plush story. I'll address it on my live stream later on because she just gave an update on her living situation. But we'll keep it music. There's a new R&B group, or I don't know if they're new, but I was looking on Toronto Rappers page and they're like, previewing some music that they usually do. But I was like, you know what? There's an R&B group. There's like the only Toronto R&B group. So
I think I've seen that. They're like doing a choreography by the CN Tower or something like that. Yeah.
So let me just play the audio here. You got it there? Okay. That's a classic back-to-back R&B shot right there.
We love hip-hop.
Yeah, it's like a Color Me Bad, but in the future, I don't know if y'all remember Color Me Bad.
Yeah, I know that group.
I wanna sex you up, right? There was like 3 black guys, or no, I think it was kind of a mixed group, but they usually, back in the days, they used to have the 4-man R&B group.
Yeah.
They'd be doing dance routines and shit like that. That shit is dead. Nobody does that no more. Everybody's a solo artist. So when I saw this, I was like, I want to talk about this. What's their name? 143 Official.
I see them in the States right now. Some of the executives are working on boy bands like this too. It's kind of quiet now because it's not in the forefront, but you just see them kind of working, developing their brands.
Yeah.
But it's interesting this.
Why do you think that that's less? I have my own thoughts, but what do y'all think of why there's less like groups, not even just R&B boy bands, but like even rap groups together too?
I think from a production standpoint and logistics, it's easier to deal with less people, less splits, less egos involved. So I think it kind of evolved out of, people funding their own music. So funding it for 4 people is a lot. But then again, you can all pitch in if you guys work together. And I also think, I don't know, is it a 4-man group or 3? Because I think one of the guys there is a featured artist.
Yeah, it might be a 3-man group, and it's featuring
Clover. So it's 3 mans, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think between that and the music trends just changing, where R&B kind of merged with trap, especially with the drums and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you had like the Bryson Tiller.
Yeah,
exactly. But now I feel like retro is cool again. Like I feel like a lot of the younger kids are craving that 2000s nostalgia that they didn't get to experience.
Yeah.
So I think this is a great idea. And they could do so many local shows, even if it's like 100-person venue, like 3 dudes on stage singing is gonna sound better than just like a man rapping on his ones. Like, and they can sing at like cafes.
Or a guy 1 man singing by his ones.
Yeah, exactly. And like they can go to like more low-key kind of locations. They don't have to go to like some grungy concert theater. They could go to like cafes and like more local stuff,
It's kind of like putting more eggs in the basket. So any fans can say, I like this person or I like this person. That's my favorite one. As it got more, then it's still a group at the end of the day.
But that's when the groups end up
the
finishing
ego
or splitting up, when they find a favorite, and that's the standout, and everybody's on that standout, and then it becomes the Justin Timberlake or the Beyonce of the group, and then they end up leaving because they get way more successful than the rest.
You know who I feel like that's happening to right now, and they're still early in it?
Ooh.
Those reggae kids. I
LTL?
say kids, a reggae man them.
Oh, the LTL crew.
Wait, who's the standout?
The light-skinned one.
The one with the glasses?
Yeah.
Oh, Top Man Nico or Miko. Yeah.
Well, they're already all solo artists before this happened. They
This
just,
is true.
This
is true.
They just happened to all link up and do a freestyle, and then the freestyle went viral. So
they're more of a conglomerate.
Oh, for real.
It was one of my partners for the Dish Show stuff, Boosted Boys. Big up Sean, Boosted Boys.
Okay.
Seeing? So it was their disruptor thing, because I brought Trinity Chris there too. Seeing? And I was there with my kids, and I seen them, but I didn't stay for their performance. But I seen it after, like, that's really. I actually reposted it. It was so dope.
Yeah. No, it might not. If it happens with them, it's not bad because they're a conglomerate more than a group. But like if you see like those guys, they're the Korean group. They're I freaking don't remember their name, but they're hella popular. They're like they take up like multiple spots on the top of the Billboard. If those guys break up or one of the guys break up from the group's done, bro.
Well, usually what'll happen is there's obviously a standout, someone who's the best.
Yeah.
So like Jonas Brothers had that, One Direction, whatever,
Nick
and they'll
Jonas.
do solo. They'll do solo music, and that solo music will hit. So now it's kind of like they're not even necessarily breaking up with their group. It's kind of like they are separating because they're
evolving.
better. Exactly.
Yeah.
But sometimes that backfires because you know that group Fun. They sing that "We Are Young" song.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, the lead singer Nate Rouse, whatever. He thought he was big shit. The man tried to leave the group. You know what I mean? Drop an album. The album flop, and then now like the group, like the group is done. So we kind of just like ruined it for everybody. One of the keyboardists or whatever, he ended up joining like some next band that became huge or whatever. But yeah,
but then there's the Justin Timberlake situation.
Yeah.
Like, okay, if I come back to NSYNC to do a show with y'all, I'm literally just carrying y'all, doing y'all a favor because y'all ain't doing shit compared to what I've been doing.
Like Beyonce.
Like I'm throwing y'all a bone.
The difference between all of those types of groups, though, is that those are all factory groups.
I was about to say.
They don't even know each other. They just kind of all this audition came to the same room.
But are most groups like that, even the urban ones?
A lot, but sometimes these guys might grow up together or something. You know what I'm saying? They're some brothers, cousins, whatever. So what I would say, a tip for every artist out there that's listening right now is if you're in a group and there is somebody that shines more, that's visibly shining more or is getting way more attention, everybody needs to support that one person, push him to the forefront and let him get on or her get on. And then everybody else will get on. If it's fam like that.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then that will work.
Even the Migos.
I was about to say, even when it's family, like they're literally blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even though, like, would you say at the time Quavo was probably the standout of the Migos, like early
At the
on?
time, yeah.
Early.
But I feel like they all had a lane, and it wasn't like, oh, people only are here for Quavo.
Right.
It's true.
Like, it was just like maybe he was just good at the hooks or whatever.
They were better together. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I like the Migos from their first start. I like Takeoff shit still. I could never,
R.I.P.
I always try to rap how they were rap. How them niggas rap like that?
It's that triplet flow right there.
I could never catch the flow.
Yeah.
I'd always try, bro. But yeah, big up Migos.
Now, big up, and big up to this group here. Let me pull up their name again.
143 official.
Yeah, 143 official.
Yeah, big up, man. Much success and good luck to you guys.
Yeah, and then salute to Clover on the feature. There's also something I want to show you guys, and you don't have to worry about pulling it up on the screen.
Remember, one of my songs too is from one of Canada's biggest R&B groups, from Drew of Essence. So Essence was the biggest R&B group that we had here.
Yeah, and then Drew went on his own.
Right, because I hired, so they were a group before, right?
Yeah.
Only did things together. I hired Drew. I remember it was Andrea. I asked her, I paid Drew like $1,000. He did the feature.
Yeah.
My baby mother wrote the hook. I gave it to
wow.
him. He revised it. And that's how, hey, yo, you don't even. That's how that came about, right? So we're in the studio and he's around the Mandem. And I remember this vividly, bro, because we're this off the turf, wild lifestyle. And Drew looked at us and said, man, I really love you guys, how you guys live. I'm looking up to you guys right now type shit, right? And then that song went so hard. It was #1 urban single in Canada for 3 months.
Yeah.
It was heavy on radio. To this day, it's still playing.
Mm-hmm.
It just played on the Paris Olympics last year.
What?
wow.
Yeah, it was the only Canadian song featured to celebrate the Canadian wins.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right? After that song came out, bro, I remember because Farley Flex was their manager.
Salute.
And now we get into some Canadian gossip. You know what I'm saying? Yo, that man, they went and performed my song without me. At awards. Did everything. And then I pressed Farley. I called him and said, yo, I heard that you guys using a song, not even paying homage, bro.
Yeah.
He said, yo, sorry, because I was pissed.
Yeah.
And then he gave me a couple links. They said, yo, don't worry, man, I'm going to try to hook you up with some. And then after that, the group broke up.
Wow.
So you broke them up in a way?
I don't know, man, but again, that song was the catalyst. They never came with a song after that song came out.
Wow.
Madam keeps trying to run off your tracks.
Right?
That's
They're
crazy.
And one thing
good.
that a lot of people don't know, what I remember from that vividly, is that they're all living in some mansion, probably in Mississauga or like a big house.
Yeah.
And then that's the first time I learned that, oh, the labels are paying the rent, eh?
Yes.
So when no money's being made, imagine how much the men are made off of just singing, performing my song that I didn't even know about.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the thing is, when the money runs dry, then they have to move out the mansion because it's not
Right.
theirs.
Yo, I'm all looking at the nigga that rap in the group like, yo, nigga, you rapping my part or something, bro?
Yes.
Dog.
Yes. That's what he was doing.
Imagine what they're doing there abroad, bro.
Yeah.
In Canada, they can't do that. But yo, it's
he was
crazy.
rapping. He was rapping your
And I
shit.
said, yo, I heard him performing your song, bro. You weren't there.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy,
Madness.
Arm sauce.
Yeah.
Quick thing I want to put y'all attention on to, because we were talking about the Casper TNG and 100 Band Plan album, Hell of a Life. They have a date for it. It's going to be on the 28th. So end of this month, for Friday the 28th, they're going to be dropping Hell of a Life.
bro.
Dope.
I seen them post a preview of one of their songs, but I think they took it down already. like a new music video. So look out for that coming soon.
We
Thanks
love
for
hip
watching.
hop.
If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to check out these other videos on the screen and make sure to like and subscribe.
We love hip hop.